Good morning. Usually at a insurance summit, we look at most crucial dimensions in terms of technology, in terms of readying the talent, in terms of the finance elements, which we all are doing at this summit today. But one important element which we looked at was essentially getting the perspective from the end users. And for that, actually, we have a very distinguished panel here. They're very heavyweights from the industry, they understand. And just on this stage, I was looking at the numbers, really, we have something like nearly about 1,000 crores in terms of premium incomes that they're talking here. And in a country where at least 50,000 crores of premium income from at least leading corporates would be there. This is a segment which cannot be ignored, and their voice matters a lot. So expect a great amount of, let's say, pearls of pithy wisdom. So if I can begin with Anisha, it'll just help if each of the panelists actually, if you can just say a line about yourself, and then we can from there on begin. Anisha, a bit about yourself and what you do.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, and good morning to everyone. I am Anisha Udeshi. I'm a global risk manager for Cipla. I've been working with Cipla as a business partner for a very, very long time. It is almost 35 years of partnership that I have with Cipla. And I am more focused on business partnerships which are possible as being a risk manager on a global basis. So I look at partnership with insurance companies. There is no transaction business that we do on a regular basis. So we have a partnership approach with insurance companies and the other stakeholders.
Great. Neela, just a line about yourself so that we just move around the table and then begin the conversation.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Hello, everyone. This is Neela Patel. I am associated with Tata Power as risk manager. I'm also looking after, risk exposure that are associated with the business from the insurance point of view. Thank you.
Thank you, Kumar. Thank you, first of all, for the opportunity for this kind of platform where the end users are given an opportunity to raise their voice, give their opinion. Well, my name is Nitin Nair, and I'm the risk manager for RPG Group. It's been 24 years around being part of this insurance industry. I've been an underwriter, a claims head, changed my hats to the client side, worked in different industries like petrochemical, solar, manufacturing, and now many more hats. So yeah, that's all about. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon all. Myself Prashant Bhosale. I am heading corporate direct tax and insurance function at Thermax Limited, Pune. So in our group is diversified group from manufacturing, EPC, renewable, etc. So we are closely working with a lot of insurance companies, and there are a lot of concerns still unresolved. So thanks for providing us opportunity to discuss all these things here. Thank you.
Francis, your.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Francis Rodrigues, and I currently head my own startup intermediary firm. It's an IMF, New Age Secure Insurance Marketing firm. And prior to New Age, I started this about 2 years ago. Prior to New Age, I was heading insurance in some of the large corporates where we were buying insurance. I've also worked for a brief period in an insurance broker. So that's about it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Actually, Francis also is closely looking at SMEs and MSMEs, which I think is a perspective that we want to look at. In fact, when I told Anisha that I want to start from you and then go right up to Francis, she said, "Nahi, pehle SMEs, MSMEs ko dekho." So, Francis, let's begin with you've heard IRDA chairman, Mr. Panda, mentioned about the various things that they've done. There has been the digitization efforts, the sandbox that he talked about, the policy holders' rights, and all of that. Actually, all lots of positives. In fact, when you hear, you feel actually that there is nothing negative really. I mean, everything seems to be good. From an SME and MSME perspective, how is it making a difference? I mean, what are one or two positives which have made a difference? We will come back to the challenges later.
To be honest, I feel that IRDA has done their bit. So they have kind of de-tariffed everything, the pricing, the wordings, and everything possible that they could do to ease the insurance. For MSME perspective, I think there's not much changed as of now, as we speak. There were already some standard products made for fire insurances, and MSMEs continue to buy it. But there are these casualty lines of business where we want to see certain evolution or changes happening from the insurance companies in particular. That is yet to be seen, but nothing changed greatly, I would say, post this whatever changes or reforms that IRDA has made. But I'm sure it will come in few years' time also.
Okay, then hold your thought, because what change and at what level we need, I'll come back to you on that. Let me go back to Anisha actually from there. We've discussed these points earlier, Anisha. We've spoken a lot about these issues. And I want to give us, the audience here, a sense of one element which stuck with me. You mentioned about this denotification of insurance tariff, which the regulator came about in March. He announced that was put in place in March this year. And you said that there was an issue around awareness. We didn't know. But then when we came to know about it, we were able to negotiate the prices with the insurance companies and ended up lowering the premiums as well. Talk us through a bit about what this is about in terms of the policy change, the awareness element, and the difference it has made. And are there more examples like this?
Thank you, Mr. Kumar. It's a very, very interesting question and a very interesting perspective that I can bring over here. Because all this while, as a corporate customer buyer, we were always having a direct connect with either insurance companies or through the brokers, and we were getting our insurance placements done very smoothly. But we always used to have one apprehension and one concern, that whatever capex that we are utilizing for the fire suppression systems or the improvement in our operational risk, that is not getting recognized by the regulator or by the insurance companies, and the rates were we have seen the tariff regime, we have seen the de-tariffing happening, and all those things were happening, but then the base price was a tariff, and then insurance companies used to give us a discount on the basis of what all things where we were able to convince them, and that was very transactional basis. So when this de-tariffing or de-notification came into practice last year, we were very happy that we can have a dialogue with insurance companies on what are the risks that we want to get a cover for, and what are the risks which we know we can keep it or retain with ourselves. So this is something that we are able to have a dialogue with our insurance companies and the other outside stakeholders, and also can give a comfort to our internal stakeholders like our management, our technical team, that whatever they are doing to mitigate the risk at plant level, and whatever they are doing, like in our case, we have a fourth generation revolution kind of a technology being used at one of our very big facilities, and that is giving us a comfort of getting our risk analyzed in real time. If there is a machine which is getting into breakdown, we will get an alarm in real time and we'll be able to address it. So I'm saying that all those things are being recognized by the insurance companies. With the help of this denotification, we'll be able to have discussions, and we'll also have a discussion with reinsurers who are giving big capacities. So that will help us bring our premiums down. So, and there are so many other such measures that have been taken by the regulator, which is helping us.
Any particular?
Like
Just a name.
Sandbox,
Sandbox,
or
okay.
we are very hopeful that we'll be able to have a better dialogue with the IRDA directly, as I mentioned in the morning session.
Yes.
And we will be able to convince them that, you know, pharma companies can be a stakeholder as well, and work with health insurance companies, wherein we were trying to reach out to other health insurance companies and tell them that if we are able to bring people in, keep them healthy throughout the year, the chances of them going to the hospital would be coming down drastically, and there we can partner with them to change the mindset.
We asked for a proposal there and all that. Neela, actually, you've heard this point about the positives that have been, how it has made a difference. The idea of this whole session is essentially to get an end user perspective in terms of whatever changes have been talked about, what does it mean for the end user? Is it making a difference? And let me tweak that a bit and come to you in the sense that between the policy intent to the practice on the ground, how much of a match and a mismatch do you see, and where do you see improvements and gaps?
Sure, sir. So while we have the, relaxation on the pricing, when we talk about the risk, good risk or bad risk. So when the IIB came in the picture 3-4 years back, where the entire discounting was taken back, and
Can you keep the mic closer?
the pricing was directly, impacting our balance sheets, which was not prior to the IIB came into the picture. But then over a period of time, when we were talking that, so not all the companies are going through the bad phase every year. So we are having good maintenance practice. We spend a lot of money on maintenance. We spend a lot of money, we do a lot of capex on the fire, systems to keep our plant active, as Anisha mentioned. So there was no differentiation between the good risk and bad risk, and hence entire industry was getting, same pricing and same rating. So last 1 year we have got that relaxation, but however, giving the relaxation on the pricing is not just helping, because I belong to power industry. So in power industry, we are still facing challenges from the coverage point of view. I talk about transmission lines. Transmission lines, we are investing huge across pan-India, but till date, in Indian insurance markets, we are not getting full cover, conventional cover for the transmission lines. So while we are approaching the insurance industries, we are getting the same response across the years that, we have our treaty exclusions, we have the, don't have the capacities to underwrite the transmission lines to your full sum insured. So there are challenges while we talk about getting investment for the country by way of getting more capex in transmission lines. We are talking about green energy, moving from conventional to the solar and wind. There also we are having the very basic covers. The covers that are there for other industries, the similar covers we are having for the green energy, solar and wind. So all these green energy are depending on the climatic conditions. So when there is no wind, when there is no sun, we are having huge losses on the generation. So that is something which is there in the market as some way of solution, but the pricing that we are getting from the market are very, very, very high. So business is not ready to accept such high pricing on the balance sheet, to take the insurance by way of some solution. So we are actually looking forward for some, permanent solutions for, while we are talking about, getting the more capex or getting more green energy, but there is no proper solution when we come to the insurance, backing of the insurance to those businesses.
No, I think very important point, and maybe this needs to be taken up with the regulator also, because I think some of the points he will need to reflect on. Nitin, any provocation from you on this side, or whether you agree with what has just been told. I just as a subset to this, if I ask just to bring in a newer element into the conversation given the time, the insurance regulator actually talks of the changing profile of customers today. He mentions about the customers getting younger, more demanding, impatient, and we know the Gen Z and the millennials. But what would be the equivalent from a user industry point of view? This changing profile of, as a customer, I mean, while at an individual level they are younger, more impatient and all, but the new realities for businesses today also mean newer imperatives. In the light of this, the way you approach insurance, is there anything that you see that the regulator needs to keep in mind in the days to come or whatever? I mean, any thoughts on that other than what has just been mentioned? If you have any thought on the positives and the challenges. For Nitin, if you want any thought, you can, please go ahead. I didn't want to.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that question. And I hope after answering this question, I still have a face to go to the market. Yeah. Well, while I say that, see, I think before I come to the first question, just to continue what
There's good
Neela
reason why we are called the immoderate moderators.
So while I say that, just to continue what Neela is saying, and insurance in India has seen a roller coaster ride. It was private initially, it became public, then again it became private. And now in recent years, we have seen that and before that there was a regulator that was formed, they got time to get settled. Eventually, in the recent years, we have seen that there's more and more changes that is seen that has been brought in by the regulator, which has given more and more freedom for the industry. Now with this freedom, which comes a lot, which is actually the intention of this freedom is more of innovation and competition, healthy competition. I underline that word healthy. While we say that, when we say when we have a competition coming in, it's not about only rate, it's about how we see what the term side also, what terms are you paying for, what is the premium you're paying for, and on that front. See, primarily there is a fundamental, you asked about the Gen Zs and how we go and how we look at it. Everybody in us have a budget today for your holiday, for your for your Diwali gifts or any celebration that is coming. We may have, even for simple grocery for the month, we have a budget. How many of us think about having a budget for insurance? So that's the point what you need to think about, because today insurance in India is thought as a cost. And that is the mindset that we need to change. Even for a young generation that who's thinking about, we think about having financial planning and so on. We also need to think about how to protect that financial that you're planning on. So I think that's the thought process that has to change in the industry.
That's very important, actually. If I can take that further into an area, since I'm talking to Pramod actually on Thermax, the point is actually also that, let me put it this way, in an era where artificial intelligence is becoming more important than human intelligence, where we are actually looking in terms of technology interventions and all of that, businesses are also undergoing fundamental shifts. There is talk of sustainability, the new ways in which we do business and all of that. If you could, other than take further the point raised by Nitin, the newer intervention that I would seek is from you, is when we have this new business needs, be it sustainability or whatever, how do you see there from a regulator's perspective? What are some of the things that you think needs to be, are getting more nuanced, which regulators need to keep in mind, engage with industry on? What do you see currently or maybe foresee as issues that will need attention?
So far, the regulator in India has made a lot of changes to protect the interests of the policyholders and to promote healthy competition in the market. So recent denotification of tariffs I don't know how the insurance companies has taken this, but uh, industry suddenly started getting discounts. So whether this was the real intent or not, the question need to be asked. Denotification means giving discounts or something else. But what is expected in the open market scenario is that most of the countries accepted such type of scenario wherein there will be more autonomy to insurers. That means we industry expecting innovative products which suits the needs of the customers. And there will be healthy competition. One fit for all will not work going forward. So if this is the intention of the regulator, then there are a lot of new areas which are coming up, like renewable sector, cyberspace. So renewable, if you say, there are a lot of ambiguities till date. It's a new sector wherein solar, wind, etc. historical trends are not available. And the identification and the quality of risk assessment, there are a lot of challenges. Also, there are a lot of challenges in pricing. Okay, so how regulator can provide a guidance to the insurance companies, whether there will be a standard operating procedures, like in case of claim settlement, there are a lot of issues. When in case of solar or renewable sector, when multiple factors are involved, like if there is a natural calamity and if there are errors and omissions also. So finding a root cause analysis, what caused damage, is a real challenge nowadays, because there are no clear-cut guidelines. So all these process, and we industry are on the mercy of the surveyors and insurance companies. This is the fact nowadays. So regulator has to come up with clear-cut guidelines for these sectors, and this sector will evolve going forward. So we are expecting proper clear-cut guidelines from pricing side, from modeling side also, because every year there are a lot of losses happening because of natural calamities. So even India has progressed a lot on early warning system, etc. But till date, we have to work a lot, and regulators' role in this area is very, very important. The other factor is when we are talking about insurance for all in 2047. Take a health side. So regulators' role is to make it affordable for all. So there are a lot of things. If you want to spread this insurance to each and every individual of this country, then the regulator needs to think from affordability angle also. Right now, GST, etc. Where is the need of GST? So regulator role is very, very important. There should be recommendation to the finance ministry. Why GST on the health products? Industry also not getting any credits on health products on GST front. So all these factors, I think the regulator's role is very, very important. They can come up. Also, our technology adoption side, new modeling, etc. for newer risk, which can help the insurance companies also. And from policyholder side, we will also be getting help in reduction in premium. So all these factors are very, very important, I think, renewable segment, etc., and cyberspace.
Great. Thanks so much. One point which I think I would want actually each of the panelists actually to spare a thought on, and I begin with you, Ms. Francis, is that one thing which I did notice talking to each one was that appreciation for digitization. Everyone felt that this was something which was really needed and it was a good thing. Since today we are fortunate that there is the CEO of Bima Sugam also sitting here, which is a crucial game changer, which is the regulator also mentioned. From your perspective, what is it that you expect, and what is it that you would want, let's say, a hugely transformational entity like a Bima Sugam to consider when looking at the end user's perspective? Each of you, if you can share some thought on it, it might help, since we have the CEO here at least listening.
Yeah. So I'll start first. Now we have from larger corporates many representations here. So I'll speak for the MSME segment. Now MSME is largely untapped. As you would have heard ICICI Lombard, Mr. Singhi speak about some 85% under insurance in MSME segment itself. So there is a lot to tap, and Bima Sugam can be a game changer to bring this MSME into the insurance fold. Right now, individuals are getting insured fairly bit, health insurance, motor insurance, term insurances also, if you can say life insurance. Larger corporates are also insuring themselves. Like they have dedicated teams in insurance just to buy insurance, see that the best coverages and risk management mitigation practices are in place. But MSMEs don't have anything like that. So one, they also need to work on their risk management framework. And secondly, as a risk transfer, they need to work or bring about insurance. And InsurTechs and Bima Sugam can be one element or one key factor which will help them bring into the system. Right now, they are missing. So there can be many more products. One is fire insurance is fairly standardized, like I spoke. But casualty lines of business, which is the liability insurance that we talk about, is not so much picked up, even for larger corporates as well as for MSME. MSMEs don't buy liability insurance at all. So insurance companies can develop some good casualty lines of products which can be useful for risk management of MSMEs. And Bima Sugam, or for that matter, InsurTechs, can bring about these products in their platform or whatever system that they have, and we can use it for selling to these MSMEs and bring awareness and other things that work around it, which will work well for them as well as for the insurance industry as a whole.
Yeah, I think Anisha wants to say, then we go to Neela and then.
I'll just put 3 points in the right in front of you. One is the education and awareness. I think what we lack as of today for insurance is the understanding of insurance, and that is not available even with the, I'm sorry to say that, but with the intermediaries as well as the agents, and sometimes cross-selling, wrong mis-selling also happens. So that needs to be taken into consideration. The second thing is we are going to be
but Anisha, isn't that the very reason why this was main thing which Bima Sugam is actually meant to remove, isn't it? Information asymmetry.
We seek that support from Bima Sugam team and the Trinity, Bima Trinity that has come up. And, women is one of the important factor that can influence in buying insurance, because generally, as mentioned in the earlier panel also, that women are good, drivers, and they can also drive family by appropriate insurance. And the second thing that I would like to put across would be the solution for health solution for the aging population. We currently do not have any policies which are required for the aging population that we might see in next 10 years. And of course, 47 would be, India would be one of the highest aging population in the world. So that needs to be addressed. And the third thing that we are talking about, reactive analysis. All this while we are saying that we would look at the historical data and, come out with a solution for that. So what I want to put across is that why can't we look at a predictive analysis now with the help of AI and all those, blockchain and all those things that are available to us. We can definitely look at predictive analysis in future and then predict those risks like cyber and, householders policies or a mobile policy. How many of us would have a mobile insurance cover with us? So I think, if we can provide this kind of support to the population, I'm sure we would be having more than 4% of people of India buying insurance cover, and that would be achieved much before 2047. So with that, I think that is what I felt.
Yeah, Neela, I don't know to what extent you think how an entity like Bima Sugam can address these issues. I think these are very fundamental issues. But your view in terms of user expectations, or let's say, what is it that you would look to a Bima Sugam for?
While Francis mentioned that, not majority of the population have the insurance cover as basic cover also, largely if you see the rural areas, not everyone would be having the insurance, basic health cover also. So one of the reason that I foresee is the reach to that population. In urban cities or maybe in the cities where the things get passed on or things get spread on to the population are the social sites. They run through the social sites, they are moving into the social forums, there the discussions happen and they come to know about some or other covers. But in rural areas, I feel the reach to the population about the regulator coming up so many new policies are very less. Maybe right now, I think every other person has the mobile phone and WhatsApp groups. So why not one can have the group created wherein every other person is getting the information on the new policies that are coming and forming by regulator. So we have 1 minute insurance ka news channel, business group. There are so many WhatsApp groups through which we come to know so many things which we don't come across while we surf on the news channels, because news channels also publishes the critical news or maybe the news that are majority the news channels are showing. So these are the areas maybe we can think of how we can spread the new areas that regulatory is coming and how maximum people can get use of those.
We are innocent. We are not that kind of a news channel anyway. So Nitin, your provocation, and then Prashant, and then we can come.
Yeah, Kumar, I'll quickly try to sum it up. I think we have heard a lot what the chairman sir had said a while ago, and I'm really impressed to see the kind of innovations that has been coming up by the regulator, especially on getting it digitalized. Today, see, change is not easy. It's any change in the industry or we don't accept it very easily. Like Anand was saying about computer days came in, it is not very easy when it went to computer days. But today, I think more about is when we have UPI, we have so many things, we have accepted it. The idea behind, probably I'm saying this because I was a claims guy first and then an underwriter, and now I've been a buyer. I've come the reverse way probably. It's all about how you service it. We all spoke about how we reach to the rural areas or to the end point for selling a policy. Are we there yet to see the service, the infrastructure to service those policies which have been sold to this end thing? I mean, we also heard about in our earlier session to make things simpler. I think that's the key. Making it efficient enough and adequate enough is what has to be the digitalization platform is.
That's crucial for a product which is essentially a high touch and push product really. Prashant, just your quick summing thought and then we conclude.
So just to add to Nitin's point, okay, so servicing the policies, so awareness has been created a lot after Corona about the health products, specifically health product. Young population is specifically asking for such products. In industry also, there are a lot of expectations from the younger population. But after that, after buying a product and even in retail also, servicing is very, very important area where use of technology can be increased. Right now also, back-end operations, claim settlement, etc., AI, usage of AI is started. But how can we increase more and more use of technology in servicing area, even in assessment of risk, etc., and bringing a new innovative product as per the requirement of the young population. That's the key, I think, going forward, wherein regulator and insurance companies jointly need to find a solution.
Francis, you get the last word. We conclude with that.
I think I already said a lot about this Bima Sugam and how it can be helpful for MSMEs, individuals, and overall for the insurance industry as such. Few challenges are still there, which one point which in particular we did not pick up was the talent. Now, I see that in insurance, there's not much talent coming up, like the younger generation don't want to take up insurance careers much. So we need to work out there, and the right amount of talent is required in the insurance so that the customers are serviced well. So I can give an example, like MSMEs, whom I work closely with. Now, the people who are there from the insurance side, the ones who deal with us and the MSMEs, I see that the quality is not so great, their knowledge is not up to mark. So maybe somewhere there also, as an industry, we need to think how we can bring about talent inside, people to get educated, knowledgeable about insurance, and so that people who, these younger generations or other professionals who come in can understand insurance well and then go out there and sell it to the end customer well. So customer is happy and we also do a part of the service.
Great. I think that's a nice note to end on. I think we're horribly short of time. So I think there'll be lots of questions, I'm sure, but they can take it up directly with you. So thanks so much again, everyone.